the Star Ledger article. Hey, I'll do that, and then we'll give the cold facts. The article on the Star Ledger is kind of short, so
yeah. I have the actual.
Okay, I understand that, and I've got
yeah.
that too.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. New Jersey, Maplewood, ACLU. Now, I want to tell you, though, I know you want to believe that, they were listening to you, but as Solomon said, or at least as someone told me, Solomon said, nothing is new under the sun. There's very few things that one individual can think of that someone else hasn't thought of. I'm like probably the only person that come up with something really original, but...
Okay. All right.
ACLU complaint, Maplewood claims Maplewood school procedures unfair to minority students. This is in the Star Ledger and J.com. A New Jersey high school is facing allegations that its minority students are treated unfairly. The ACLU New Jersey chapter and the Civil Rights Project at UCLA announced that they have filed a formal complaint with the New Jersey Department of Education requesting an investigation into the tracking and discipline procedures in place at Columbia High School in Maplewood. According to a statement from the ACLU, the groups charged that the district's tracking and discipline practice disproportionately confine students of color to lower-level classes and punish students of color and students with disabilities to a greater degree. According to Walter Fields, a member of the grassroots activist group Black Parents Workshop of Maplewood and South Orange, the high school is about 56% black students, but 70% of the advanced placement and higher level classes at school are filled with white students. Black students are also about 5 times more likely to be suspended from the school, Fields said. Anselm was going to give us more statistics on this. There's a wide racial disparity in terms of advanced courses and disciplinary actions at the school. Fields, who helped compile data for the ACLU complaint and who has a daughter that attends the school, said, "You can literally walk down the hallways of Columbia High School and look in the classrooms, and based on the racial makeup of the class, know if it's an advanced class or not. The Department of Education could not immediately be reached for comment." South Orange Maplewood School District Acting Superintendent James Memley said in a statement today that the district is working to combat an achievement gap between its students. While we cannot comment specifically on active litigation, he says, we can assure the community that South Orange Maplewood School District is fully committed to our core values that demography should not be destiny, academically or otherwise, and that all students deserve opportunity to achieve their fullest potential, he said. Today, we have taken many steps over the past years to address the academic achievement gap, and while we have seen some progress, there's much more work in front of us. We are eager to partner with anyone who can help us accelerate our work to achieve our mission, to prepare each and every student, regardless of demographic or socioeconomic background, for post-secondary educational success. The group said they hope the claim will hasten action from the district. We hope that our action will prompt the district to replace its detrimental reliance on exclusion with methods that will improve the school climate for all children. Daniel Lucen, director of the Center for Civil Rights Remedies of the Civil Rights Project at UCLA, said in a statement. Ultimately, anti-discrimination law requires a rejection of the status quo in South Orange Maplewood School District. The accusation marks the second major issue to hit the high school in recent months. In September, an English teacher at the school was accused of sexually assaulting 5 of the school's male students. The case is against the cold default. It's ongoing. All right, so we're going to look at this claim, I guess, yes? Some specific statistics regarding this claim.
Right. Well, there is item B. It says claims regarding discriminatory tracking.
Now, which page are you on?
And I'm on page 6.
Okay.
And I think when, the sad thing about this is that The South Orange Maplewood School District could have actually done something about this years ago.
Okay. I don't know whether to comment on this or just let you go on today. I don't think that they haven't done anything, Ansel.
No,
I just really don't want to come off as an apologist for the district, but I don't think they haven't done anything.
You know, Marjorie.
And we would need someone there, hold up from there to try to explain this. It's not.
I don't need anyone from.
Okay.
I don't need anyone. I don't need today, based on the statistics. I don't need anyone from the South Orange Maplewood School District to tell me anything that's gonna put some icing on the cake. You know what? You know what they do? You know what a lot of people do? You know when you put icing, you know why you put icing on a cake?
Icing, yes. Why? Because
we call it icing. Icing, you know why?
Because sometimes the cake could be burnt on.
There you go. There
so
you
you're
go.
Covering it up.
You don't know what's under. You don't know what's under. You don't know if it's a brown cake, if it's a blue cake, if it's a yellow cake. You just know, man, that icing look good.
That cake looks good.
And what's always normally the color of the icing?
Well, the ice. I don't know about the icing, but the icing.
Whatever you want to call icing. What's normally always 90% of the time? What's the color?
The white is the icing on the cake.
Good. I'm happy you
Unless
said
it's
that.
a chocolate cake,
right?
Or a German chocolate.
Now listen
cake.
to this.
Or coconut. Coconut's white. So.
I was in the space committee in South Orange and Maplewood years ago. This is years ago. Years. They used to what's called a diversity report. And what they used to do is to give you the statistics for the kids that are in level 1 by breakdown, right? 2, 3, 4 AP classes and honors classes. They give you the breakdown. They give you the breakdown for the kids that are in gifted and talented. And back then, it used to be called Project Ahead, right? I don't know what it's called now.
Right.
And the same thing that's happening now was happening a decade ago, in that all of the lower levels were predominantly kids of color. Gifted and talented was predominantly white. AP classes was predominantly white. And the numbers were like astronomical. And if you ask me today, I haven't seen the numbers. The numbers are worse. I'm going on a limb there. The numbers are worse. All right? Because when it takes, it's not a lawsuit, but it's a civil action against the South Orange Maplewood School District in order for you to realize that you have two school systems. And you know something, Marjorie? If you take a survey in South Orange and Maplewood, and you ask people in South Orange and Maplewood, name me two reasons why you moved to South Orange and Maplewood. What
They'll
would you
say
think?
the school system.
Well, they used to say the school system. They wouldn't say that anymore. What else would they say?
I don't know. What else would they say? I don't know what answer you're expecting.
No, I'm not expecting any answer.
I don't know what else they would say. So
Okay.
certain will say because I want, to pay high taxes.
This is what they'll tell you. They'll tell you, I moved to South Orange and Maplewood for diversity. I moved to South Orange and Maplewood because of the trains. Or I moved to South Orange and Maplewood because of the walkability. When I mean walkability, you can walk from your house to the village. You can walk from your house to Maplewood Village or to South Orange Village. Okay? And then, years ago, they would tell you the schools. But very rarely do you say the schools because a lot of people send their kids to private schools. All right? Diversity is one of the top two. Remember that article we read from Mark Slade from Keller Williams, the realtor?
Yes.
Yes, and he mentioned diversity was one of the top two reasons why people moved to South Orange and Maplewood.
Right.
Right? Now, let me ask this question. We are all moving to this beautiful, fantastic, outstanding, the best community for diversity, right? Okay? How come when it comes to the school system, right, diversity goes out the window? How come the same people who move here for diversity, right, throws it out the window when it comes to AP classes, when it comes to gifted and talented, and when it comes to the lower levels? How come?
Are we gonna You're asking me a question I can't answer. You're going to deal with the stats here?
No, yeah, we're going to deal with the stats. But
okay, well, let's deal with the stats.
But these are some of the important things that we got to deal with because these are information that, Margie, we just can't talk the talk. You got to walk the walk too. You just can't jump up and say, oh, man, I love diversity. I'm loving it in the South Orange and Maple. It's so beautiful. We got all these trees.
Trees have nothing to do with diversity.
We got this nice housing stock.
Nice housing stock has nothing to do with diversity.
We got the train station.
Train station is good, but
you can be in New York in 45 minutes, a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. We can walk to the village. We can go hang out on Friday night. We can go hang out with our buddies. And when we hang out, it's a lot of diversity in the hanging out too as well. Depends on where you go. A lot of diversity too. Depends on where you go, right?
I don't know. Where do you go to hang out?
I don't hang out.
I know. So what would you know about that?
Well, my people tell me. I don't hang out.
Your people?
Yeah, my peoples. My peoples tell me. Peoples tell me.
People tell you.
Yeah, peoples.
There's not real diversity in the hanging out, but go ahead.
Okay, so, all right. So you would know better.
I'm a hanger-outer.
So all of a sudden, we talk all this grandiose things about diversity. But as soon as we get to the school system, the South Orange Maplewood wall goes up. That's like the Berlin Wall. The South Orange Maplewood wall goes up.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
And all of a sudden, listen, I don't want to mix those kids with those AP kids. Because those kids are going to hold those kids back. And you know when they say those kids, what they mean?
They mean those kids.
They mean those kids.
Those kids.
And people say it. I don't want to hang out with those kids. And Margie, and listen, this is facts. I'm not spewing anything. What I'm saying here.
Can we, dear Anselm, let's look at the facts and then the editorialization. Can we look at the fact? I haven't read this yet. Okay, so you're on part B, page 6. SOMSD has a long history of tracking or quote-unquote leveling students. This is what they call tracking in this community, leveling. And despite attempts to address racial disparities and achievement gap that result from this practice, continues to track students with discriminatory effects.
Now read that footnote. Can you just read that footnote 17?
Footnote 17. Contemporarily, students of color have criticized South Orange Maplewood School District's leveling program for years, as demonstrated by stories run by national news such as NPR, and the New York Times. Despite this regular criticism, the district has made minimal efforts to curb leveling due to competing pressure from parents of children.
Hello.
In the highest academic
Hello.
levels.
I've been saying that for years.
Nonetheless, the district's leveling program is extremely rigid and relies heavily on teacher recommendations, which, as research and statistics discuss herein indicate, lead to racially disproportionate assignments. Tracking is an organizational feature of schools that sorts students into different classrooms or small groups within classrooms on the basis of their perceived ability or previous achievement. Rosalind A. Mickelson writes, in theory, tracking is meritocratic and technical process that allocates educational resources and opportunities commensurate with students' prior academic ability, achievement, and interest, and with course availability. However, because of the pervasive practice of curricular differentiation, students are sorted into racially correlated educational trajectories soon after they enter school. Consequently, tracking assigns minority students unjustifiably and disproportionately to lower tracks and almost excludes them from accelerated tracks. It offers them inferior opportunities to learn, and that is responsible in part for their lower achievement. Should I continue? I'm looking for some numbers here.
Well, you're going to find some numbers as
Okay.
you go down. I mean, but the numbers are what?
The complaints goal is not to eliminate advanced